Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Friday series of our ElevateMe webinars. We are so excited to have you. Welcome to everyone here on Zoom and, of course, our YouTube audience. Today, we are very excited to welcome and offer you another look at our podcast type series of how to crack interviews as an international student with someone that we've truly are so welcome to have, one of our very special students. So we can't wait to introduce her to you. And today we're going to have, you're very lucky that you're not going to actually have me today. I'm so sorry to have that, but we're very excited that we're going to, and I'm going to introduce him. Pratchett, one of my colleagues. Hi, Pratchett. So excited to have you. Thank you
Hey,
so very much.
Michelle, equally excited.
Yeah, how are you today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Good. Our audience is going to be so excited to have you co-hosting today to do, right, our podcast style format with our very special guests that I know you're excited to introduce. And so we do have our guests kind of welcoming and warming up, coming into the room. And then I'm going to turn it over to you to kind of get everything started, because I know they do not want to hear me today. They want to hear you and our special guest kind of get into it. So without further ado, Pratchett, I'm going to turn it over to you and your awesome podcasting skills, and how wonderful you are at this. So please take it away, ladies and gentlemen, Pratchett Shaw.
Okay, that was a very good introduction. Thank you, Michelle. Really appreciate it. And I hope I stand on the grounds what you introduced me as. So let's start. Bhargavi, are you there?
Yes, hi Prachit, hi Michelle.
Hey, Bhargavi. Oh, wow. Where are you sitting at, Bhargavi?
I'm in my apartment right now.
Oh, it's a beautiful apartment.
Yeah, I'm sitting upstairs.
Okay. And where are you talking from? What part of the US?
I'm currently in Columbus.
In Columbus. And what are you doing currently?
So currently, I'm waiting to start my job. It's starting pretty soon. I'm prepping and I'm really excited. I'm really happy to be here.
Oh, wow. That's a dream, right? So, all the audience right here today, you need to make sure you have a person right in front of you who has actually been gone through the entire journey and actually cracked an interview and actually got a job in data science. So, Bhargavi, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. So, hi guys, I'm Bhargavi. I graduated with master's from the Ohio State University in May, and it's nice to meet you all.
Hmm, same here. And also with us today, we have Mr. Shani Bhavsar, the CEO of our Elevate Me program. So, Shani, you want to introduce yourself?
Thank you, Prachit, for introduction. Hey, Bhargavi, nice to see you. It's been a while. How's everything
Yeah,
going?
nice to see you too, Shani. It's
Thank.
been good. How have you been?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking. And thank you, Prachit, for introduction. Well, I think just quickly introduce myself. My name is Shani Bhavsar. I was an international student, just like many of you are here, 10 years ago. Now, I have a couple of businesses that I run, and Elevate Me is a business that I'm really excited about because this Elevate Me is here to change the industry, and we are here to help the every international student out there in the US to help them with their first job, which is a huge pain point right now, as you guys know. So, yeah, that's me, and thank you so much, Prachit, for giving me space to talk about.
You're very welcome, Shani. All right. So, without further delay, we can start the journey. So, Bhargavi, today our audience wants to know that what did you do? Like, how did you come to US? What happened after that? And how were you able to crack the interview? And what is the next phase of your life looks like? So, I will be asking questions accordingly. And so, if you're ready, we can start.
Yeah, I'm ready to go ahead.
All right. So, let's start with why did you select US and why did you come here?
Right. So, I after completing my undergrads in India, I was working as a software developer. I realized pretty soon that whatever work I was doing, data was quite fundamental in everything I did there. And I was intrigued by the intricacies of machine learning, and I think that curiosity led me to pursue my master's here. I really like the research program at the Ohio State University, and hence I did my master's there. Um, yeah, that's about it. That's why I came to US.
Oh, wow. I mean, well, I was gonna ask you what was your next university, but you already answered that. Okay, so
Right.
moving on to our next question, that is, why did you choose data analysis and machine learning?
Um, right. So since I was young, I really loved solving math, and when I saw AI as we know it, utilizing math to solve real life problems, it really fascinated me, and it was really inspiring for me to see math being utilized that way. Hence my interest in machine learning.
Okay, makes sense. And why did you pick OSU? What did you love about it?
I love the flexibility of courses they had and also the research work that was going on here. I connected with few professors before coming, and my interest in the research work was the criteria which made me choose Ohio State University.
Okay, makes sense. So when did you start your job search? Like, did you start it once you graduated or before did you graduate?
So before my last semester kicked in, during my master's, I started my job search. So around December 2023.
Oh, okay. And did you start getting calls and interviews after that once you started applying?
I did get a couple of interviews when I started applying, but I was not very well prepared for those interviews, and the interviews call were very limited for like once a month.
Makes sense. So did you do any internship or courses outside of your college education?
No, my last 2 years were pretty much I was pretty much involved in the uh, uh, research work here at OSU.
Okay, so all your job search mainly started once you graduated, right?
That's right. Yeah. So
Uh,
no, it started in the last semester of my master's.
in the last semester of your master's. Okay. And so um, you now finally have a job. So how many applications you did before you actually got this job? How many interviews did you give?
So uh, I started giving interviews in Jan, Feb, as I mentioned, and I think till now I have applied to around more than 3,000 jobs. Uh, and 6 major interviews I gave before I bagged this one.
6 major interviews. Wow.
Six
And
good different companies interview, that's what I mean.
can you pick any random and tell us like what journey looks like out of any 6? It doesn't.
So usually the interview process at any XYZ company starts with a phone call. The recruiter reaches out after your application, and then it's followed by the recruiter will usually ask your preference and about the job location, your preference for the job, and once that's done, it's followed by technical rounds, typically two, three, or four. It differs company to company, and then followed by a behavioral round.
Oh, okay. So, and what do they exactly ask? Can you cover that for our students here? Like, what kind of technical questions they ask, and what are the main
So
topics they try to cover?
Right. So, majorly they ask it differs from the role to role and also what the job description is. But they want to understand how you fit their their role and how and have you done similar kind of work in the past. So they try to gauge your technical skills and they try to understand what work you have done, what project you have done, and what experience do you hold in the same field.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. Shani, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I want to ask Bhargavi, like for data analytics and machine learning, like how do you prepare for the interview? Like, what does the process look like? For example, let's say you have an interview next week on Thursday. So what do you do between today and next Thursday? I mean, coming Thursday.
Right. So if that's the window we are talking about, I think I would personally focus on my resume and my technical skills, because whatever that is given in my resume, I have to be thorough with it. They can go deep and they can ask me anything around it, and I should know in and out about the tech stack that I've mentioned in the resume. So I would pretty much do that and try to draw parallels between the job description of the role and my resume.
Okay, so let's say, for example, if your resume has written like you have built a dashboard on Tableau, right? Uh, so then, like, how do you go about preparation of the Tableau questions? Because they're gonna ask some questions on Tableau, right? How do you prepare that specific skill set which is already mentioned in your resume as a project or as a dashboard? Hey, I created this dashboard.
Right. So I'll quickly pull out the report or the any document that I have related to that project to understand what challenges I faced and what measures did I take for the same. And other than that, I think there are a lot of resources online on GitHub which give you a quick overview of the tech in case you have missed something from your document. So maybe go around it, understand these kind of the cheat sheets or the documents available on GitHub about the same tech stack. And I think at the last, I would also check what are the common questions asked for that tech stack in case we miss any edge cases about around it.
Yeah, I remember my days when I used to get interviews. That is what I used to do. Like, I would just go online and search like Tableau interview question answers, or like
Yeah,
top 100 interview question answer, and then I would just go about and just keep reading one after another, and just keep repeating that, keep you opening up different links. So
right.
I don't know if that has something worked out well for you, or
Yeah, right. So what I understood while preparing that even though when we are going through the 100 questions, there's no guarantee that the same question will come, but when we are going through it, we might catch some or the other important concept or any important point from those questions, and it gives us a window to study. So yeah, that's definitely a good idea to go through the top interview questions for a specific tech stack. That is something that I've done.
yes, and you are right. There is no guarantee, of course. But what I have experienced is that some interviewers, they actually pick those questions and ask. If the interviewer themselves are not sure about what the basic questions to ask, so that always actually works out really good. And of course, the project or the dashboard or anything you have mentioned in the resume, we have to be able to explain because we have worked on it. So I think the combination.
Right. Yeah.
And then another thing that, Bhargavi, I have interacted with so many international students, but like your communication style, your body language and your persona is like, I would say it's one of the best that I have personally came across, Bhargavi. But I want to know, like, how did you became like the way you are, the communication that you have, the confidence you have, your persona, your body language, your appearance. Like, have you done any work around that to improve your communication, your presentation, your body language? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for the compliment, Shani. I feel since English and since the languages that we speak here are not our native languages, it can be a little challenging. So I would say, firstly, being very honest about your thoughts when you are speaking really helps because it connects with you. And secondly, the more people you interact with, the easier it gets. You keep interacting, you keep giving mock interviews and mock interviews the way I gave with ElevateMe. It really helps to understand where you're going wrong or how to present yourself. And yeah, that's about it. Mock interviews and keep interacting with people in networking events or wherever you go. That really helped me.
Yeah, so that networking events is a really interesting topic. I have seen you visiting a lot of events. So like uh, because a lot of students are really scared, right? Like they are little feared to visit events or go out and network. So like how does that, like, can you tell us some process that you have to go through, mental process or mental blockage you have to remove in order to do that?
Right. So there are a couple of pointers. There are a lot of pointers available how to present yourself. There are few books available to present yourself and do and for the communication. I believe in networking event, it's very important to put yourself out there and interact with as many people as possible before by blocking the resistive thought that we have in our heads, which restricts us and makes us think what would they think. It's very important to block it. I think when you just try to be honest with people, it gets easier no matter what language you're using.
Makes sense. Prachit, you have any question? Otherwise, I can also ask.
Yeah, actually, I have that question. Like, where do you find such kind of networking events? Like, what portal did you go to?
Mhm.
I think LinkedIn played a very a crucial role for me to find these events and also talking to people. There are career fairs happening everywhere in most of the schools, and in these career fairs, it's important to keep talking to people. And somewhere or the other, since everyone is in the same boat, they will mention, "Oh, this is a conference coming up. Oh, do you know about this?" And you take a mental note of it and go back home and read about it and see if you fit, if that conference fits with you.
Okay, makes sense. So you can actually, as a student of OSU, can you go and attend network events of other colleges?
So Handshake is a portal where a lot of events of different schools come in. Some schools have tie-ups, so yeah, definitely you can attend the career fairs which are common between schools. I think so. I do not have a first-hand experience of doing so.
Makes sense.
So Bhargavi, I end up like recommending many students that have a confidence issue or a communication issue. I recommend that, hey, why don't you kind of record yourself and then see yourself, your video and kind of improve like that. So have you done any of that, or what, or if you haven't done it, like what is your thoughts around that idea?
Yeah, I think that's a very nice idea when you look yourself from a third perspective. Even through a video, you can understand where you're lacking or what you're doing wrong. So yeah, I have found myself recording few of my behavioral questions because it can be a little intimidating explaining your weakness or any challenges that you faced. So this trick is very, very useful because you get to see from in retrospect what you did wrong or what you could have done better.
Makes sense. Rachit?
Yeah, actually, Michelle has a nice question for you.
Yeah.
Mark.
So I would love for if you would share with our audience when you were attending some of the networking events, and you don't have to share some of the ones that you and I have discussed, how you approach some of those key speakers, some of the ones that were actually giving some of maybe the keynotes or some of those breakout sessions, how you went about approaching people, right? Because they were complete strangers, how you went about approaching them, and then I'll wait till you answer that, and then I'll get to some of the other questions.
Right. So I think when you're approaching someone in a networking event, everyone is open about what you have to say because everyone comes with the same ideology. So the thoughts that are holding back, for example, what would they think if I go and ask them, and are my questions even relevant? We just need to block it because more often than not, most of the people are thinking about the same things. And I feel I just go to them and say, start by asking how has their day been, how do they like the weather, and maybe make a funny note about something to break the ice, and then followed by the important point that we want to discuss.
Excellent. I love hearing that. I love you sharing, right? That it just starts with very simple rapport, right? We could talk about the weather, what's happening, right? How are you doing on the weekend? Really just making both of you feel more at ease. Fantastic. I love it. And then something you and I had worked on, right, and we had talked about was that elevator pitch or that elevator speech, right? And that was something that you were so excited to get into. I'd love for you to share with our audience if by practicing that elevator pitch, was it something that remained constant every time you introduced yourself? Did it change based on your audience? kind of just, would you just walk everybody through? Because I know that's always something that people are very nervous about. How do I approach somebody? And does it have to be very rigid, or does it develop based on my audience that I'm speaking to?
Yeah, that's an excellent question, Michelle. Yeah, I would say it differs uh to the audience you're speaking to. If you're speaking to a recruiter or a hiring manager, or if your goal is fixed that you need to tell them about you and about the job opportunity, and you want to get to that point really fast, then it's definitely better to jump right into the elevator pitch. About the elevator pitch, I understood this, that each word you speak in that 1 minute should add value to what you're trying to convey. And since there's a cap on time, so yeah, I think pitch is very important. And also it becomes like a memory in your head when you don't put in a lot of effort. The more you speak in front, like Shani mentioned, the more you speak in front of the mirror about your elevators pitch, it won't while doing that, it won't come in your head, oh, what are my next sentences, what am I supposed to say next. So yeah, elevators pitch is something that's very important when it comes to networking events and career fairs, especially if you're talking to a recruiter or a hiring manager.
Yeah. So you've attended some, large events, small events, met a lot of different people. Would you share, please, how you kept track of everyone? Did you follow up afterwards? How were you able to manage that, keep track of everyone, and ensure that you were remembering with whom you spoke? And what was that follow-up like? Kind of like walk us through that process of what it looked like and what you used in order to ensure efficiency.
Right. So it's really important to follow up, because that is the most important part of any networking event or a conference. So I think I kept a Excel sheet record of whoever I met. And also immediately after meeting, I used to use a speech to text feature on phone, so that I can remember what I converse with them. So then later on, I can send them a note regarding the same context, and that will help them and me remember each other. And so yeah, there are a lot of tools available like Notion. Notion is something that came in very handy. I used to use it now and then to keep all my PDFs and everything in one place.
Fantastic. And did you find connecting with them ahead of time was beneficial? Did you not connect, or were you reaching out and making a lot of connections just randomly? What was maybe your process ahead of time before attending networking events?
So yeah, definitely beforehand, it is important to reach out to them, because like that they'll remember, oh, this is the person that texted me or reached out to me. But most of the time, since this networking events are really massive, they might not reply to you. But yeah, it's always better to send them a note beforehand, so that even if you send a follow up, they can see, oh, this girl or this person was interested before meeting as well.
Awesome. I know I'm hogging up all the questions. Shani, I know you have a question.
I have one question, Bhargavi. I know, like, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but from these networking events, you were able to meet some of the hiring managers directly. I saw some of your LinkedIn posts where you kind of tag them like, hey, it was great meeting you. And I think you also had some interviews as well. Am I right?
Yeah, I did have a couple of follow-ups. That's right.
That's like it basically it worked really well in my opinion, right? Like attending these events, you are getting the interviews from them, you are meeting
Yeah,
the
that's right. This networking events were more about making connections than getting the interviews, because once you connect with them for future opportunities, it's nice to know people personally or on social media. So
yeah.
I would say networking events are important for future opportunities than just the ones they have at hand during that time.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, for me, if someone actually meets me in person and personally asks questions about, hey, I'm looking for a job and here's my resume, I do take that resumes very seriously. in my company. And then, the resume, our HR team goes through so many resumes for our internal hire, but that if someone directly reaches out to me, I take those very seriously. So in my opinion, the networking really definitely works really well.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Prachi.
All right. So moving out of the networking questions and moving on to something else. Um, this is something, okay, before I ask you question. So audience, on YouTube or on Zoom, guys, if you have any question, please post it down in Q&A. Like no question is dumb question, no question is stupid question. We want to answer all the question, whether it's directly to Bhargavi or whether it's about ElevateMe. We are happy to answer all the questions. So guys, please do ask the questions. Q&A window is open right there in the bottom window. All right. So moving on to the next part of the phase. Bhargavi, I want to really know, and also our audience would like to know, like you have handled some rejections, right? Almost six before you actually got a very good company. It's a Fortune 500 company. So how did you manage to keep yourself motivated? Like after every rejection, what did you tell yourself, and how did you wake up next morning with what thoughts?
Right. So rejections are definitely hard to take in for every individual. It was the same for me. I think I let the sadness, I would say, sink in a little bit. I would take a day or two to take to go for a run or remove the anger or any thoughts that I have in me. I would say my dad kept telling me, you can knock on 1,000 doors, but you just need one to answer, and that thought kept me going. I just wanted to be really prepared when that one door is answered for me. So these kind of positive thoughts and talking to family really helped me. I kept in touch. They kept motivated me because they understood me the best. And when you see everyone around you working towards the same goal, and when you keep reminding yourself what was the major reason why you came here, you took this path, it really helps. It's important to be our own cheerleader during these times.
Very well. And Bhargavi, if I'm not wrong, I have seen students doing this. Like, let's say if they fail first interview, they write down. As soon as they actually come home from the interview, they start writing all the questions down, like what was asked and where did I mess up and what I didn't know. Did you practice that?
Yeah, definitely. Immediately after the interview, I used to analyze what questions did they ask, how differently could I have answered, did I give my best? Yeah, that will help you, not maybe not immediately after the rejection, but after a day or two, you will want to look back at it to understand.
All right. And when you actually went for this interview, right? Did you see any questions being repeated from the past interviews or same questions coming up over and over again?
Um, not a lot. So the questions could be around the same tech stack because it will be around my resume. But I did not see exactly same questions. But yeah, when you see the previous questions, you will get a little bit deeper into the topic at hand, and that would help. Yeah.
Right. Makes sense.
But then, like, just to maybe spend a second on that, Bhargavi. I think some of the questions, like in general, repeats, right? Hey, tell me about yourself. Tell me about
Yeah.
tell me about that internship you did. So I think those actually we can refine at every attempt, right? So that's something.
Yeah, there will be a lot of questions around what you do, what you like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Tell me a little bit about yourself. These questions do remain constant, and it's better to practice it beforehand before going to for the final call.
Exactly, because that those questions are, most company are judging based on those questions, right? As a international
Right.
graduated, they understand that you don't have a lot of experience, but they want to see your attitude. They want to see how you think, what you think, how do you see yourself in next 5 years? Because they are going to invest a lot, the hiring company.
Yeah, that's very true. That's a good point. Yeah, these questions are the only way they have to know us because resumes are very impersonal. They do not say a lot about you. But through these questions, through the way you talk, you present yourself, they get to know you.
Exactly. Yeah. Go ahead, Prachit.
Yeah. Moving on to the next part. So can you share what specific strategies worked best for you and some tools and resources that you used to use to find these jobs?
Right. So when I started my job search, I used to just look at the careers page or the LinkedIn jobs posted to apply. But I eventually I realized that is not working very well for me. So I started reaching out to all the alumni from my undergrad school and the school here and asked them for referrals to these companies. That worked pretty well for me. Other than that, a few tricks that I have is you can always ask managers for a coffee chat, for a virtual coffee chat. You can ask them about the work they are doing. That shows interest. That shows that you have interest in their company. And cold mails do not always get a reply, but you have to just be at it. Some of the tools that I used, as I mentioned, one was Excel to keep track of which applications I got rejected, which are still in consideration. I used to color code it with green, yellow, and red to analyze it later on. And Notion is something I use very extensively. Other than that, there are a few extensions which tell you which company sponsor H1B. So you don't have to waste your time applying for the companies that you know for sure won't sponsor you. And there's another extension, Simplify, which where you can put in all the details about your projects and the experience, and it autofills most of these applications. So these were the few tools I resorted to.
So coming to coffee chat, can you tell our audience what that exactly is? And are these managers actually looking for people, or you are just randomly targeting them?
So it can be either. You never know which job openings which company have. You don't even know because when they post the roles, there'll be within hours there are like more than 100 to 1,000 applicants. So I used to ask for coffee chat if even if a hiring manager has posted some insights about a problem they are working on. And by coffee chat, I mean you just send a virtual you request a virtual meet to understand what work they are doing and to ask if they have any potential opportunities for you. And by
Yeah,
talking to them over the virtual coffee chats, you also understand what other if you are fit for that, if the company is fit for you, what kind of work they're doing, and would you want to be a part of it. So it works both ways.
sense. And how did you use to reach out to this manager? Where did you use to find them, and how did you use to reach out to them?
So LinkedIn feed, I used to follow a lot of managers, a lot of recruiters, and they keep posting things about the work they are doing or if they are hiring. So whenever I found someone, I used to there is a feature in mail in LinkedIn Premium where you can send in mails or so yeah, that's the only way I think. Or you can also send them a connection note on LinkedIn.
That sounds like a lot of hours, right? How many hours did you use to spend every day for your job search?
So LinkedIn was something that I visited quite often whenever I was applying and not working on my projects. So whenever if I see any post that was very relevant and I felt like, oh, I do want to know more about this and it would be nice to connect with them, I used to send. One note about coffee chat notes is that it needs to be very precise because if you send long messages, they don't really want to read it. It has to be very engaging and it has to be, oh, this is the point of the meeting and I would love to uh, have that with you.
So, but like, I have a question, Bhargavi. Let's say, for example, if someone has posted a job as a hiring manager, like what would be your strategy to text them about, like, will you say, hey, I'm looking for a job, I want to meet for a coffee? Like, how do you approach that?
So again, each word in your this connection note is very important and it should add value. So I used to say, hey, I saw your post about this and it really inspired me. You can pick up something that you really liked about that post and you can say, I recently graduated. I'm looking for opportunities and I would love to learn more about this company from you. Something like that.
Makes sense.
Right.
All right. So yeah, we are actually getting a lot of questions. So guys, just give us maybe 10 more minutes. We had so much to go through, but we might run out of time. So we'll still take 10 more minutes of Bhargavi's time, that questions that we want to ask, and then we will switch on to Q&A. and then we will be answering all the questions.
Okay.
All right.
Patrick, do you want me to handle the questions or you want to take them over?
No, after 10 minutes, you can handle the questions. That's fine.
All right, wonderful. So we do have a whole slew of questions. I will ask them out and then I will let you all determine who is the best person. So the
So-
first question. Oh,
Sorry.
go ahead.
Sorry to
go
cut you.
ahead, Prachit.
After 10 minutes, we will start Q&A.
Oh, after 10 minutes. I thought you said
Yeah.
after 10 minutes, then you can take them over. I was like, oh,
Oh,
okay.
my bad.
All right. No, go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, I have so many questions that I want to ask, but we might run out of time, but let me ask until then. All right. So, Bhargavi, this is very important. How do you identify roles that align with your skills and interests? What factors do you consider usually?
So yeah, when you look at the job responsibilities and job description, you can pretty much understand what kind of tech stack are they looking for. You can also connect with the alumni in that company to understand what is the work-life balance and how does day-to-day work look like in those companies. And the Simplify extension that I mentioned also shows how much your resume matches to these job roles and descriptions. So these were few of the pointers I used to take into account while applying.
Makes sense. And moving on to next question. What are some biggest challenges that you faced while looking for a job and how did you overcome them?
Right. So one of the biggest challenges that I faced was after my graduation, I stopped getting any calls, and it was very difficult to understand why is that happening. That was the biggest challenge in my job search, those 4 or 5 months when I did not get any calls. During that time, I kept telling myself that I need to be prepared when the interview call comes, and I distracted myself by doing not just distracted. I honed my skills by doing few courses, and I worked as a volunteer in one of the companies, and to get the hands-on experience of the skills and tech stack that is in demand. So these kind of life projects uh, or the internships or the courses kept me going during those times.
Let's talk about the biggest elephant in the room, visa, right? Did you have any issues with hiring? What visa were you on, if you don't mind sharing that?
Right. So I came here as a master student, so I was on F1 visa, and I started working as a volunteer right after my graduation, right after I got my employment authorization card. So that did stop my counting days that we say in visa in the international student world. So yeah, that is something that helped me to stop the clock and help and also I could keep my job search going.
Yeah, but I want to really know, like when you are applying for the jobs and looking for the jobs, what problems do you specifically encounter for the visa?
Right. So there are a lot of companies, especially the fintech companies, that will, if you say yes, you will require sponsorship, they will straight up reject your application. So this is something there is no work around it. They just don't sponsor, and you have to look for companies that do sponsor. So if you say yes and they send a reject, so you understand, okay, these companies are not the ones that I should be looking my next job into.
All right, makes sense. And did you ever have to face that, like recruiters would call you and they would ask you that, hey, do you need a sponsorship, and immediately hang up on you?
Oh, that did not happen with me. So they will definitely, every recruiter will want to know what is your visa situation. So every recruiter that reached out to me always asked me what is my visa situation and will I require sponsorship.
And did you were you able to find many companies who are actually sponsoring visas?
So most of the big companies do. This H-1B extension helped me sort out the companies that did not sponsor, and I did not spend a lot of time applying to those companies.
Okay, so there is a tool out there who identifies that.
Yeah, there is an H-1B extension, H-1B identifier extension, which is just a Chrome extension, which will help you tell, okay, this company does sponsor, this doesn't sponsor.
Wow, that's interesting. All right. So this is a question related to your job search. Um, can you share an example for a tactic that didn't work so others can learn from that?
Right. So, in this market, it's all about numbers. It's not much about your skills. Uh, so it's not just on you. It's also the job market. One tactic that worked for me was that I started getting referrals from the alumni, and I noticed that whenever I used to apply through so when you apply jobs in LinkedIn, they show you in last how many applicants have already applied, and whenever, even if it were after a 5 minutes time, after even after 5 minutes, even if the job is posted 5 minutes ago, it showed like 100 of applicants had already replied. So I decided to go ahead and take a referral instead of just applying through the main route, because I thought it will get lost, because there is no human scanning those. It's more about the ATS scan. So I would say taking referrals from all the people you know, and increasing your network connections, and then asking for referral is something that worked really well for me.
Okay. One question that I want to ask personally, like, how did you know so much about job search and everything? Like, were you taught by any alumni, or whom did you get guidance from?
I talk to my seniors a lot, because as an international student, there is this huge fear in you, haunting you. Okay, you'll have a timer soon. You need to find a job once you graduate. And I could see the state of the market. I knew when I graduated that it's gonna be hard. I just did not know it's gonna be this hard. But yeah, I kept talking to my seniors and um, all the people around you. It's important that you keep talking to people, because there'll be some extension or some pointers they might give you, which will come in handy. So talking to people, asking seniors, and that's the only way to go for this.
Makes sense. So, Michelle and Shani, if you have any question, please feel free to interrupt me, or else I will keep going on, because then I also want to cover up Q&A. So that's why I will keep going on. All right, coming back to you, Bhargavi. Let's say you start the entire journey again of your job search, right? What different would you do? Like, how would you do something differently?
I think when I started off, and when I got the pointers from my seniors who had come here 2 or 3 years ago, they said that you just apply and you will get a call back. That did not work out very well for me for this market. So if I could go back in time, I would definitely interact with more people. I would definitely network a lot, so that and if any opportunity comes up in future, it'll be easier for me to reach out to them and apply for the jobs. Networking in this market is really, really important.
Makes sense. So apart from networking, what other tactics do you recommend for the job seekers out there today?
I think one thing that I started little late, which I would do earlier if I go back in time, is that I would give a lot of mock interviews. Mock interviews gives a very different it'll help you understand which are the fields that you lack in and where do you need improvement. Because even though you think you have understood a concept, even if you think that, oh, this is a problem I've solved a lot of times, I can do it, while you explain, while you think out loud, it is really different. So I think I would give a lot of mock interviews if I had to restart it all over again.
All right. And whom would you go and give a lot of mock interviews to?
Right. So there are a couple of Discord channels for the same, where you can ask people to take mock interviews for you, and you can take theirs. You can interact with your friends a lot. I had a friend with whom I kept taking 2 questions every day. He would ask me and I would ask him, and that really helped me be better prepared. Other than that, yeah, asking your friends and seniors is a very good uh, way to go for mock interviews.
Okay. Um,
Sorry
actually,
to interrupt
yeah,
you,
go
but
ahead, please.
the mock interviews, like asking a friend, I feel like it's a little bit weird because you will laugh at each other, and I mean, that's my experience with the mock interviews taking doing with the friends or family members. Like, it doesn't go very seriously.
Yeah, it's always better to do it with a hiring manager or with a senior who is in the corporate world, to understand their perspective. Yeah.
I feel like if there is some professional people, then it's much better.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like there is some seriousness, there is some a systematic approach is being taken by professional people, like mock interviews, and all this is not being used by normal people in normal life. These are all very
Right.
good things, right? Like we don't. So, in my opinion, I think taking some professional help is absolutely necessary in these areas, I feel like.
Yeah, when you give a mock interview to your friend, it's more about just analyzing yourself and thinking out loud. But when you give it to a professional, they'll have really insightful feedback, and that would really help you way more than if you do it with a friend. That's
Correct.
right.
And the professional people also has a lot many data points to compare, because
Yeah,
if they have taken mock interviews with 100 students, now they can tell you like, hey, you are at number 10, you are at number 15, or your number at 99, and you need to improve this. So that kind of things doesn't come out from the friends and family, because friends and family will be very sensitive to you. They may not tell you the truth and reality, but I think we need to hear the truth and reality as an international student in order to
yeah,
self. So that's another advantage of working with the professional people, that you get some comparison points.
yeah. That's right.
Yeah, Prachit, good.
Yeah. So Shani was pointing towards Michelle, right? Michelle is certified and expert in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe Shawnee was sharing it with me. I'm certified resume career coach, mock interview. Yeah, a roundabout way of saying Michelle.
Yeah, I think that's very important. And it's not just in the international student field, Prachit, I'm not trying to promote our business here, but I think that's a reality. And I actually personally use as a CEO, like I have a business coach that I go and practice with my business coach. I also have a communication coach where I go and practice speeches, elevator pitches, company presentation. So we have to kind of you know pull out the emotions out of the process. And how do you pull out the emotions is to kind of stay away from friends and family, and you meet the professional people. So there is no emotion, there is like they can provide you the real feedback. So that's, I think, it's my personal experience, that's the most powerful way to go about improving yourself.
Well, agreed to that. Um, all right. So moving on, we have so many questions pending up, so we can actually start our Q&A session. So Michelle, do you want to take this round?
Sure, I would love to. So thank you, everyone. What a great session. I absolutely love it. And I love the back and forth. So thank you so much. So one of our first questions that has come in, and I'll let you all discern whom should get it, is what methods do you have for staying organized in job searching did you find that were helpful for you?
Well, this should actually go to Bhargavi.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a Excel sheet where I used to write, okay, this is the company and these are the people I can reach out to, these people I know. So putting everything on Excel sheet and not in your head uh, um, will really help you with the organization of it. So yeah, making notes and putting it on Excel sheet or whichever app that you use is really helpful when it comes to this.
Awesome. Next question we have is, did you reach out did you follow up after you sent out applications? I'm sending them out and I do not follow up. Do you recommend me to follow up after I send out job applications?
Right. So after job application, if you have the contact of the recruiter or the hiring manager, yeah, definitely you should go ahead and give them a heads up. Oh, I've already applied. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Otherwise, after the interview, it's really important to get the feedback. But I don't think you can follow up after every application, since you wouldn't know who the recruiter or the manager is.
Wonderful. Thank you. We have a question is, do you offer any guidance on connecting with mentors or industry leaders?
Can you repeat that question?
Sure. Do you offer any guidance on connecting with mentors or industry leaders. I'm
I
not
think
sure.
that person is trying to ask like, how do we connect with the mentors and industry leader? Like, right? That's what he's trying to ask.
Yeah, if I don't want to embarrass the person who put this in, but if you would like to clarify exactly what you're asking, want to just rephrase it, that would be great. So that way we can answer your question properly. And that way we can get to another question. Okay. Oh, and then I believe we do have some interest in how people can find and utilize networking. That's always something great that I know in terms of networking, we already shared, right? LinkedIn is always great for that. And so we've already shared, right, one of the challenges of international job seekers, but Bhargavi, did you ever find any other challenges as an international student in terms of job seeking or job searching that presented itself?
Other than the visa sponsorship, and that's the only thing that holds international students back. I do not think there's more.
That is fantastic. So I like hearing that. And then one of our other questions is, I'm a fresher like you. What advice do you have for me? It's a pretty broad question. You don't have to, right? That's a pretty broad one. If you want to give maybe one or 2 points.
Yeah, right. So start way ahead of your graduation and keep applying, keep at it. There's light at the end of the tunnel.
How wonderful. I love hearing that. So if that student didn't pop in that other question, so we don't have that. Oh, right. Pratchett, I think I saw you have a couple of questions on your end.
Yep. This question, what methods for staying organized in job searching did you find helpful? Bart.
Could you repeat that?
Oh, can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, I think she
Yeah.
answered it, Rajit, right? The Excel
Yeah.
file.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
okay.
Excel
Okay.
spreadsheet. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, Michelle, do we have any more questions?
I think that's just about it. I was trying to see if the individual, again, I don't want to embarrass you, if you were able to clarify that question about the industry leaders and mentors, just so we're able to answer it. Right, we can give you like another 5-10 seconds to put it back in. Otherwise, those are our questions, which means we've done a fantastic job today on our podcast style webinar that we host every week here on the same link every Friday afternoon here at 3. And we are so grateful to our special guest and our wonderful panelists of all asking really great questions. So thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you so much for taking this beautiful hour out with us on a Friday afternoon. We very much appreciate it. We loved having you and sharing all of your insights with us and our extensive audience that we have not only here on Zoom, but on YouTube. I know everyone so appreciative. So thank you so very much. And of course, thank you to our CEO, Shani, for joining us and participating, asking such great questions. Thank you so much, Shani.
Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah. So if nobody has any further questions, we are going to wrap up and say thank you. We do hope that everyone has a beautiful Friday afternoon. Please come back and join us next Friday, November 15th, for another wonderful webinar. We're not going to tell you exactly who. We may have another special guest. So please come back next Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Please don't forget, if you are interested in checking us out, of course, not really trying to promote us, but check us out at ElevateMe.pro. You can see all of our lovely faces. But we do look forward to seeing you next Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, here on Zoom, and of course, YouTube. Otherwise, thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful afternoon. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Bye,
Bhargav.
everyone.
Thank you, Bhargavi.